shift into an attitude of gratitude.
Welcome to the Millionaire Woman Show, where we'll be discussing leadership, business, human potential, inspiring you to live rich from the inside out. Unlock your creativity, stretch out of your comfort zone, break through your barriers, take inspired action, and achieve epic results. Now here's your host, 3-time best-selling author, speaker, and certified executive coach, Debra Kasowski.
Hello everyone, it's Debra Kasowski here, and welcome to a bonus episode of the Millionaire Woman Show podcast. Today, I'm dedicating this podcast to a mentor, to a friend, to a beautiful woman that recently passed away. And the greatest lesson that she taught me and many around her is about leadership in the form of kindness. Now, we don't necessarily hear about leadership and kindness all in one sentence. And sometimes I think people don't even think that they can exist together. But they do. And it's such a strong, positive quality. You know, kindness is about being generous, about being considerate, and being friendly. Now, my dear friend exuded that in every action that she did. And she always took time to listen to other people, to care for them, to see them for who they are. Now, when we think about this kindness in leadership in the workplace and the role it plays a significant role. Not only does it ripple effect to others around us, it is also role modeled, and it shows the humanity beyond the work that's getting done in the office and any leadership positions. You don't have to have a title to be a leader. Yet so many people wait until they get the title to exude kindness, generosity, and consideration. Now, when I think about how my dear friend showed up, and when I think about how I value kindness, I think that we can be kind in a workplace as a leader in so many different ways, but the ways that stand out for me is through genuine, active listening. To really listen to what the person's saying, paying attention to the emotions around them, and really sensing where that you can be of service, be that listening ear, and not offer necessarily to jump in and fix. Sometimes all people need is to hear that someone actually sees them for who they are and values and appreciates what they're bringing to the table. Now, the other form of kindness is in how we deliver feedback. And I love the way Appreciative Inquiry uses the feed forward method. Now, when we provide feed forward, we're not dwelling on all the mistakes and improvements that need to be made. We know that they're there. There's always opportunities to improve, grow, and learn. But when we can offer feed forward, when we can tell someone that we see where their strengths are, we can see how they show up and pay attention to their tone, their interactions. That is where we capture their strength. It is in how they show up, how they interact with others. That's where we need to pay attention to what was really good and the message that they share by being who they are. The other thing is acknowledging the work of others. You know, there are times when leaders are in the workplace and they want all the credit, and that's often a new leader leading from a place of ego. Not always new, but there are tendencies that it can be someone who's newer. But it doesn't matter necessarily who the credit goes to. It's a matter that the work is getting done, but also to make sure the right people get acknowledged for the work that they do. When they get acknowledged and they are seen for who they are and the value that they bring to their teams, you are going to have people who are going to be much more loyal, people who are going to be working for you and with you because of you. The other thing is just stopping in and checking in and seeing how they are. Saying, I see you for what you do. And when life circumstances show up, as we have experienced in 2020 with COVID-19, or, in different situations of crisis, it is understanding that we all have different competing demands and we all take in the stressors in different ways. But to be understanding, to empathize, and to put yourself in another person's shoes. Not think about how you will feel if you were in their shoes, but when you empathize, you pretend that you are in their shoes, seeing the world through their view. And when you take time to do that, not only is that empathy bringing you forward in kindness, but it is bringing humanity to the workplace. And as a leader, it is so important to demonstrate that kindness in your communication, because that is one of the most essential leadership skills you have, is to communicate effectively with other people. Now, what holds people back from sharing kindness and spreading kindness and being kind? Sometimes it's a matter of fear. They are worried about the judgment of others, how they're going to be perceived. I've heard of people saying, well, you know what, they're sucking up. Really? Is it sucking up when you're being kind and generous and considerate? You need to be able to give without expectation of receiving something in return. And when we take time to spread that kindness and magic, the world becomes a better place. I remember years ago reading the children's book called Miss Rumphius by Barbara Cooney. Highly recommend this book. And she, as a child, had been listening at her grandfather's feet of the adventures that he went on. And she said, when I grow up, I want to be like you, Granddad. I want to travel the world and see amazing things. And when she grew up, she moved away and she traveled the world and did amazing things. But he always used to share with her, that's all well and good, Alice, but you must make the world a better and more beautiful place. And she traveled and saw all these things, and she came back and had hurt her back and had been bedridden, and she was looking out the window and she had seen some lupins grow outside of her window. So she quickly, when she came to springtime and was feeling up to it, she ordered a whole bunch of seeds from the catalog. And as she got stronger, she had a satchel and she went through the countryside just throwing these seeds of lupins. And the lupins grew all around, making the world a beautiful place. And that taught me, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, always leave the world better than you found it. Leave people feeling more appreciated in every interaction that you have. As Miss Rumphius did, she made the whole countryside beautiful. And then she was referred to as a lupin lady. Now, in some places, lupins are considered weeds. When I see them, they're just a sign of beauty. How we can have the world a better place. And it can be a matter of just a simple gesture. We often think, it's these big, extravagant things that need to be done. I remember early in my nursing career, I had a patient who was struggling to breathe, and she wanted to go home so desperately. And the doctor told her she needed to stay a while longer. And she said, I just want to go outside for the sunshine. And she wasn't able to. She was on a cardiac monitor needing oxygen, so she couldn't go very far. I went down to the gift shop and found this beautiful yellow carnation. And I came to her room and I said, I can't take you out for some sunshine, but I can definitely bring some sunshine to you. And we spent the morning just chatting about how this was such significance to her. And it was a simple gesture of a carnation that brought her sunshine. Now, when I think of my friend who recently passed away, She had simple gestures just to check in and see how you're doing. She would tell you that she saw how hard you were working when maybe others might not have noticed. She was that listening ear, that cheerleader. And she always shared kindness. She knew I had a tea addiction, and every Christmas she left me a small token of teas. And I just think how special it was, because every interaction, her only focus was who she was talking to. And I thought she was one of the most special people I've ever met, that I always told her, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. So when we think about what holds us back from being kindness, it's often because we're not living with intention. You know, we hear about these random acts of kindness, so we can do these here and there acts of kindness. But my friend, Janet, she lived intentional kindness. Intentional kindness is that every single day looking for a way to live with intention of spreading kindness and joy amongst others. Whether it be a smile, holding of the door, leaving extra change in a vending machine, paying for someone's meal in the drive-thru who's behind you. All of these random acts of kindness, when we focus on intention, doing things with intention, we actually bring ourselves to a place of significance, importance. And that's what I truly think she taught us. That the smallest gesture is significant. The kindness in leadership starts with the power of one person, and it ripples to many people around you. So when you think about kindness, I want you to be coming from a place of other focused. And sometimes we can get caught up in our lives that we get so busy that we become so absorbed in what we're doing and we fail to pay attention to what's around us. Sometimes it's a form of escape and being tunnel visioned. And then there's other times where when we can shift to others, when we're having our toughest times, that our toughest times don't seem like these huge mountains. When we can share kindness, it gives us that extra boost of energy to help us move forward, live stronger, and have glimpses of hope of a better tomorrow. So my wish for you is to challenge yourself to spread kindness intentionally in everything that you do. Again, there are lists beyond lists on the internet to share different things that you can do. Again, it's as simple as shaking someone's hand, offering them a Kleenex when they might be having some tears, putting a hand on a shoulder as they grieve, just letting them know that you're there, and just having that listening ear and touching base to say, I see you, you're valued, and that you matter. Thank you for joining me here on the Millionaire Woman Show podcast. To my dear friend Janet, may you rest in peace, and may you continue to spread kindness and joy through the ripple effect of who you were and who you are, still written on my heart forever and always. Now, go over to my website at www.debrakasowski.com, where you can get your 3-part video series of Making Habits Stick, build focus and consistency in your goals, your dreams, and let's make some things happen. And if you're interested in coaching, please reach out to me. Grab your complimentary discovery session, finding out if coaching with me is a right fit for you, so we can accelerate some of the results that you want in your life and how you want to show up. Now, as Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. And my wish for you, as always, is go out and make today great.